Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kong. This is Out of Work Outdoors, and today we're going to be doing a little project on my boat. It's an older boat. It's a 9.9 horsepower Mercury on a 1436 Jonboat. If you're part of the channel, no surprise, this boat has been with us for 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 years now. It's been through the roughest of the rough, and it's been through the shallowest of the shallow waters. And it's still not enough sometimes, so I've already stripped everything out of it, and I'm going to do a super shallow water build. And when you do something like that, you really do need a jack plate. So I've decided I'm going to build an electric automatic jack plate, because the manual jack plate is probably just going to piss me off later on. So stay tuned. Here's what we got to work with. This is the Mercury. Currently, it's just on the end of the jack plate. I mean, it's just on the back of the transom here. And there's a lot to be done, because the idea is, the reason for even wanting this is I need to raise this motor up on command, right? And on top of that, I need to set it back a little bit, because as the water comes off the bottom of the boat, it kind of goes up. So if you can see how that works, the farther back, the higher you can set the motor. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to address the fact that when you're running something like this and you're running it so skinny, I'm talking about, I want the water line to be here, not up here. Currently the water line is about here, so we're going to need about a 6-inch lift on this thing. And then, like I said, I want the water line to be about right here. So by doing that, your water pickups are now in the air, and that's a problem we're gonna have to solve. That's kind of a stage 2. So you add the jack plate, and then we're gonna add external water feed system to it to keep the outboard nice and cool as we're running up rivers or just running through really stumpy areas. And as you can see, the reason for doing this is because of that. This is the main reason for it. We hit a rock. If it had been up 6 inches, we would have cleared it. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to the show. I'll show you guys how I'm attempting to build this. First time around, like I said, jack plate. It is semi-different design from all the other ones out there, because we are using eBay parts and random pieces of metal we can find everywhere. And be sure to change it to your liking, because the bolts, the nuts in my build, probably not going to be like the most, up to date, and probably not going to be the most highly recommended. So if you have any recommendations for the project, maybe how you could have done some things differently, put it in the comments below, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to know. Because a jack plate of this caliber is going to be in that $800 range. But my whole entire boat is only worth about $1,500. So I don't want to spend another $800, but I'll spend about $200 though. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. We're doing a DIY jack. All right, guys, let me just go over what we are playing with, the idea of this. So we got this plate. It's 1/4-inch aluminum. That's going to be the back of the back plate, which the motor actually bolts onto. And then we got kind of this sliding scale thing. This is used for a lot of just automation type stuff, but anyways, there's ball bearings inside. This you mount to the top, and it slides kind of like that. But the thing is, we're going to slide 2 at the same time. That is going to bolt to a piece of C-channel, like that. So as you can imagine, it's going to just slide back and forth like that. And this surface this surface is going to bolt to the back of the transom. Okay, so it's actually going to be like this. And this whole plate will come up like that. And the whole plate will go up and down. And how you do that is with these linear actuators. They're not too bad. They're like $60 or something like that. I got 2 of them just because backup purposes. But I don't know. I might even run 1. But I'm going to run 2 just for this project. Just because. But you can easily run 1. So you anchor one piece here. And the other piece, this piece, will have to be bolted to the transom somehow. Either bolted to the transom, or we're going to have to find a rod I can go through this into this to anchor it. So when we engage it, this whole thing slides up. So if you guys have figured that out already, this will be, that's the high position, but this is the low position. You get it? Hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. So this is the low, and then if it goes this way, that's the high. You should get about a 5-inch lift on the jack plate. About a 5-inch lift. So yeah, I got this off of eBay, 12 millimeter. I think it's 12 millimeter. Check the video description for all the links and everything. Like I said, this on eBay. Those eBays. I got a switch, toggle switch. That's from eBay. There's a switch. That's from eBay. Up and down. Pretty cool switch. That's on eBay too. So pretty much, you can pretty much buy everything on eBay, or you have to go to your local scrapyard or local metal yard and get this. I ran into a little problem with this because these screws, the way I had to do these, basically drilled them, and this was a little too close to the edge, so I just had to grind off a little piece. But if you just bought a piece where this is a little longer, you'll be all right. And I think, let me just put the calipers on it. That's 45 millimeters, or that's a 175. If you go to like a 2-inch, it should be good. If I was gonna do this again, I'd probably do a 2-inch. So 2-inch by, and this is actually your setback distance. So I have it as a 3-inch setback plus 3 inches to this, right? So it's 3 inches to this plus that. So it's probably like a 4.5-inch setback. I think, if now I think about it, I think a I'm thinking a 6-inch setback is probably going to be best. I hear people keep talking about like 16-inch setbacks. I don't know. Alrighty. So this is the slider on it. Kind of demonstrate it. See it? See how it works like that? Yes, there's a lot of rubbing. But it'll fix itself. Basically it goes this way. It actually goes this way. Goes this way. Goes down like that. Bottoms out. And back up. Is it real smooth? No, it's not real smooth. But it's just because surfaces are rubbing each other. Kind of like that surface rubbing. Right there. Eventually you might want to grind that down before you finally bolt it in. And maybe ground that down a little bit, and ground that down a little bit so it doesn't touch. We'll put some spacer or something in between. But overall, man, I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. Just gotta do the other side, and we'll bolt it up. We'll bolt it up here in a bit. Okay, let's go over some dimensions for everybody in case they want to know. I am using a 10.25-inch aluminum plate. It also goes 14 inches this way, and like I said, it's a 1/4-inch plate. 1/4-inch plate. So 1/4 by 14 by 10. You know, just kind of pick whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And then as for drilling, you just have to drill whatever matches the bottom of your slider. No, not this one. The bottom of this. So I got it here. My idea was just to keep it a little bit off the corner here in case it chips. So I've gone a 1/2 inch and I've gone a 1/4 inch in. And the separation between the holes is 1.25 inches. So from the edge out, 1.5. And it'd be like that. Bam. Just like that. You just duplicate here, the halfway point. So what I did was 14 inches, 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch in, go a 1/4 inch in, and then an 1.5 inches from edge to that next hole, and this is just right in the middle, just to keep things really simple. Just like that. I'm gonna go like that, and then we're gonna go with another one right here, like that. That's how you set it up, and the rod goes through it, and it just sits up like that. Okay. Hope that helps. Alright guys, it's already, I don't even know, I lost track of time. It's already dark outside. Frogs are chirping already. But I think I got it where I kind of want it. A lot of just upgrading hardware, things like that. I had to go through 2 sets of bolts already. The first set just felt like it was a little small, so drilled all holes out. And then I'm on size 8s now. So they were out. I think they were size 5, size 6. Went to size 8s. Everything's bolted, as you can see. Everything is bolted. This is still kind of flopping around. Gotta make some final measurements, but 5200 in there. It's bolted up like so, using just 4 bolts, 6 inches apart. And if you guys don't know, that's my power pole. So hopefully that, the motor, everything drives good. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. But let me give you the hand demonstration. There you go. There's the jack plate, all the way full extended. Yeah, it's pretty rough because there's a lot of rubbing, but as you use it, it'll rub away and it'll just get better the more you use it. I know where the rubbing is at too. The rubbing is just basically right here on these spots. So as you use it, like I said, it should get better. And let me connect up the hardware and we'll see. Alright, I got it wired up to this one, up and down. It's one of those toggle switches, and I got it on my battery system already. It's wired out on the white line as a test, and as you can see, we just got it butt connected together. So anyways, this is the pretty much finished. I would say it's about 90% done. So here we go. That's how it looks like. And there you go, a little close up there. Here's your linear actuator. The motor's over there, and it's actually pretty sturdy. Actually, very sturdy. A lot better than I thought. Anyways, like I said, for anybody who doesn't know, it's running on a rail system, and we got a 1/4 inch back plate. It is overkill. I mean, you could probably do it with whatever size a little bit smaller than that. And then, like I said, on this, I'd probably, if I had to do it all over, I'd take that out a little bit farther. And for some guys, I actually want this even farther out, do a 6 inch. So if you're gonna really run shallow, they might want to do a 6. But this is only, altogether, this is about 5 altogether, you know. So let me see if it still works. Show you guys how it's done. So I got the switch. And you can see it's coming up. It's pretty slow, but you can always upgrade to a faster linear actuator, but it'll decrease the torque on the actuator itself. There it is. So I don't know, it's like a 5-inch jack plate, 5-inch vertical lift. Let me turn it on and demo it one more time. it is pretty much done. We have a little bit of a setback. We did not account for this when we were designing this jack plate, and we did not account for the fact, actually we just forgot to account for the fact that I was kind of hoping just to use bolts, maybe a bolt system here, another bolt system here, but as you can see, we don't have one. So we have to use the supplied, I don't know what that thing is, retention. So when we do that, this plate is so thin, you can see it in here. It's so thin that I have to put a piece of block of wood in there to kind of force it forward. And that's not really good. We have to go find a piece of plastic or something to fix that. But as it is, it works. Everything slides right in. Real tight fit and finish on this side and on this side. So more than likely, you know, if you're going to do this project, you might actually want to trim this out. Just kind of like that. Kind of drawing it like that right now. I just didn't do that. I'm probably going to do that before I call it done, just so we have no interference between this and that. Other than that, it looks pretty good, guys. On this side and on this side, everything looks pretty good. Like I said, a couple clearance problems that we need to take care of. Once we take care of that, I think it'd be awesome. All right. Call it good, guys. I call it good. Yeah, so this motor engine setup, before it was a lot closer. It was probably about right here. So it's actually moved back about 5 to 6 inches. And before, it wasn't like this. Like before, the water line was probably way up here. When you just do it like that. And now, at the lowest setting, it's perfect, but I actually want to go up. I actually want to go way up. Okay, so here's the new setup. See what I was talking about? How much higher it is? That's actually what I wanted right there. I don't know how this boat's going to perform, but that's why you get a jack plate. You need to figure it out on the lake. But that to me feels almost perfect, you know? So, when you do something like this, as you can see, this is the water intake. It is no longer underwater. So what are we gonna do about that? We're gonna feed it water. We're gonna do a low water pickup. I'm thinking, I've actually already bought all the parts, but we're gonna put something here. We're gonna pick up water from right here or right here, probably more like on this side because we need clean water to go there, but pick up water right here. Through almost what looks like a strainer. It goes into water filter, it goes to a water pump, and we'll pump it directly back into the lower unit. That way we can go super shallow. That way we can almost say this is almost a surface drive. Almost a surface drive. So that's kind of part 2. So pay attention to that video if you guys want to know. Because, you know, nobody else does this type of stuff on the internet except for us. Alright, one last shot before we close up shop. There it is. Outboard's a little dirty, but the final bolts are in. Everything is in. It's after midnight, so if I'm talking weird, you know why. Overall, pretty impressive. That's all I gotta say, because I've never built one before, And then, you know, I don't have much of a shop. I got a drill press and a bunch of basic hand tools. I was able to build this. But don't get me wrong. As far as the DIY goes, this is probably the hardest level of DIY you could probably get. Because it involves electrical, it involves clearance type stuff, and it involves some ingenuity. Like, I just want to do a final rundown and this, call it night. But if you can see what I'm seeing, okay, all this, this is, I wouldn't say it's unique, but it is unique. I haven't seen anybody do that before. So this rod, this piece, this slides through these two bearings. There's actually ball bearings inside. I don't know if it's waterproof or not, but we'll find out. And if it's not, I'm sure you can find a seal. This is actually sealed too, right there. You can't see it, but there's a seal right there. And we will see. We will see if it works. Well, if it doesn't work, we'll definitely buy some watertight seals and put them in. Other than that, man, I think it's pretty impressive. It's a little slow, and we might have to address that later. But we're gonna run it till the wheels fall off first. All right, guys, let's go do a top speed run and see how it goes. Just kidding. There's no top speed run to this. This thing is all about going shallow. All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed, sub to the channel. And yep, that's it. Oh man. All right, guys, check it out. Out here doing some testing on the Jonboat. We got it rigged out, reorganized the boat a little bit. We're gonna rig it for shallow water expeditions. Kite, though the battery's not in the front, not in the back. We got a jack plate here, so I'll be running that for a second. See how she does. I expect to go 50 miles an hour with a new jack plate. Just kidding. Probably just gonna go like, I don't even know, man. You might not break 20 because it added too much weight, you know? Let's see how it goes. Alrighty, so that's a little project. I've been thinking about this project for maybe like 6 months now. I've been trying to want to get it done. Finally ordered all the parts, finally got all in my head about what I want to do, and we got it. You know, it's a lot of, I don't know, say 20 hours of R&D trying to find the right parts, bits and pieces. And a bunch of these bolts I bought from Lowe's, and a bunch of them I'm sure you can find on eBay or Fastenal. Fastenal is probably the best place to go get all these bolts. But pretty much gonna call it good. So hope you guys liked what you saw. I mean, this is a pretty unique project. I don't see a lot of people doing projects like this. So let me know if you guys like this stuff, and sub to the channel and give me a thumbs up before you go. Alright guys, This is Connery from Out of Work Outdoors. See ya.